Hey, Dalton and Cloud here. Today we're going to be going over another entry-level IT certification training overview. This time we're going to be going over to the vendor ISC2. So if you have not already, please be sure to smash that like button and also be sure to subscribe, leave some comments on any certification you might want to see in the future videos, and we'll go over those. Or if you want to see any particular lab on how to do something, we'll also go over those as well. Without further ado, let's get into this. All right, so we're over here on the vendor website. We have here the SSCP2 domains, or the SSCP domains. So these are going to be Domain 1, Access Controls, Domain 2, Security Operations and Administration, Domain 3, Risk Identification, Monitoring and Analysis, Domain 4, Incident Response and Recovery, Domain 5, Cryptography, Domain 6, Network Communications, Security, and Domain 7, Systems Application and Security. So if you studied any of my course overviews and walkthroughs before, you'll know that a lot of these, especially if you've gone for the Security Plus, even the MTA that we went over last week, or any of the other courses, that these have overlapping domains. So if you have not gotten a entry-level security certificate, I highly suggest you watch one of those other videos. Microsoft and Microsoft and CompTIA are more widely recognized for their entry-level certifications. The ISC2 vendor course is probably more recognized for their associate or higher entry certifications, the CISSP. Which, if that's what you're going for, we can review that in another future video, but for now we're focusing on fundamentals. But if you are going for this certification, you already have the Security Plus, and you just need something because, you just need this because you know that a company you've been wanting to apply for prefers this vendor, then by all means, let's go for this. Because there are some companies who prefer certain vendors, and this is a widely known one. But there are some positives to this. So this is actually a cheaper certification. It's $250 for the actual exam itself. So not a terrible price point, especially when you compare it to CompTIA and a lot of these other ones for entry level that are in the couple of hundreds of dollars, so $400+ $100 per certification, and that's with a 20% discount. So let's go on to the training. So, of course, number one training we're going to reference today is going to be IT Pro TV. They always are one of our top at least 2-3 choices usually. This time they're number one. So the SSCP certification training course they have on IT Pro TV. It was last updated in 2019, and they go over all the exam domains. I personally just can't get enough of IT Pro TV. They do a good job of keeping you engaged. They do a good job of hiring some of the better instructors you could get when going for one of these certifications. Next up, we're going to be going over a book. So this is going to be by Daryl Gibson. He's an author we've featured before in one of our past videos. So Daryl Gibson's SSCP All-in-One Exam Guide. This is the 3rd edition. So you could get the Kindle version for $40, or you could get the paperback for $40 to $45, depending if you're getting it used or new. I prefer books, something you could feel and touch, feel, touch, smell, all that fun stuff. But if you're someone who prefers ebook. I know I had an ebook for, and I actually suggested getting the ebook for studying for the Security Plus. Either way, it works, but it's all going to be up to preference. Just know if you are reading, or even if you're watching videos, make sure you're in a room with like good lighting so that you're not damaging your eyes. Next is going to be another book. This is going to be on O'Reilly's. I know someone commented saying that I was saying O'Reilly. But O'Reilly's website. So this is actually going to be a Cybex book, the SSCP official study guide, and this was last updated 2015. I believe this was last updated the first edition was updated 2011. I don't know what the third edition was last updated. But yeah, so in one of the last ones we're going to go over, it's going to be what was actually published by ISC2 by the actual vendor themselves. So they're going to offer $1,080 and giving you quote unquote 10% off. So remember, that's not terrible compared to some training, but that's not great for fundamental and entry level certification. That's actually terrible. That is bad. If it was more associate level or senior level certification, $1,000 for training is not the worst. But considering this is a fundamental, this is just to get your foot in the door. This isn't something we want to go for. And they say you could just purchase one part of the certificate for $200. Basically, you're just getting one of the sections. So basically, the access controls domain, the security, you're basically getting just this domain, and that's it. You're not getting any of the other domains. So that's the issue with that. And last, and I say last, unfortunately, I usually love Udemy courses. There wasn't a lot to choose from. The most reviewed and most highly recommended course that we found was actually by Pact Publishing. And the instructor was Sunil Gupta. Sunil actually did a really good job on this. I went over a couple of the exam objectives that he had in here and the course overview. He does a really good job with explaining everything. The only issue is I've never had a great experience with Pact. I've used them several times in the past, personal use as well as in the use for my college courses. I've never had a really great experience with Pact Publishing. If you have, then maybe this is something you may want to look into. As I said, Sunil does a great job. I just can't endorse this just because of my experience I've had. I have not actually seen other people endorse this on any of the blogs or forums. So take that as what you will. So the preferred study material for this particular fundamental course, it's going to be IT Pro TV is first place, and then it's going to be tied between either book on by Daryl Gibson or by Cybex. Those are going to be the preferred study material that you're going to want to look into for taking this certification. As I said, out of all the fundamental security certifications you could look into, this is not a terrible price point at $250 US. So take that as what it is. And this for the CISSP for $700, yes, it is $700 for the exam, but $700 or $600 to $700 for something that's going to get you a really nice job generally, and it's going to prove that you have associate level knowledge. That's not terrible. So this is a preferred vendor in the IT field. It just depends on what you're looking for and what other people are looking for around you. All right, without further ado, that's been all we have for the SSCP. As I said before, be sure to follow, be sure to drop a like, And if there's any different certification you want to go over, or maybe there's a lab scenario you'd like me to go over with you in a future video, please allow me to know. I love taking suggestions, and I've taken them in the past, and I just want to continue to provide you with the content that you want to see. Thank you so much. This has been Dalton and Cloud, and you have a great rest of your day.